Now as we step into phase 2, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a guy that I just met tonight. When I found out that this guy heard about what we're doing in West New York and wanted to come to town to say hi to everybody, I was thrilled. His name is Michael Johns. Michael Johns is a healthcare executive, a former White House and a U.S. government official, a conservative policy analyst, a writer. He is one of several national founders and leaders of the U.S. Tea Party movement, in addition to his extensive private sector career. Michael has served as a White House speechwriter to President George H.W. Bush, a senior aide to former New Jersey Governor and 9/11 Commission Chairman Tom Keene. In senior United States Senate aide to U.S. Senator Olympia Snowe, Michael began his career as a policy analyst in Washington, D.C., based at the Heritage Foundation, and is an editor of the Foundation's scholarly magazine, Policy Review. I'm sorry, scholarly magazine, Policy Review. I'll get that straight. Michael has written for the Wall Street Journal, the Christian Science Monitor, National Review, and other national media. He has also appeared on CBS News, PBS, CNBC, C-SPAN, Al Jazeera, Fox Morning News, and other networks. Michael is a graduate of the University of Miami, where he majored in economics and graduated with honors. He resides in Deptford, New Jersey, and Emmanuel, Pennsylvania. Please welcome to the stage, Michael Jones. Michael Jones.
Thank you very much. It's really a great honor to be here tonight with all of you patriots. And, you know, I'm here for a number of reasons tonight that I'm going to spell out, but one of them is to send a very clear and simple message, and that is that we in the National Tea Party movement really appreciate the great leadership that Russ has brought here to Western New York. He has our support and our great gratitude. What's happening here is truly dynamic. The organization of patriots, hundreds here tonight, dedicated to the cause of taking New York back. That is an issue and an objective that is shared by this Tea Party movement, and one that we will achieve this November. Yeah! I'm just honored to be here in support of Carl Palladino. I'm telling all of you what I think you already know. If this Tea Party movement is going to prevail in New York State, if we're going to advance the liberty agenda in this great state, we need Carl as New York's next governor. Yes! Carl, you have my support. You need the support of America's Tea Party movement. Yeah. I want to thank Mike Caputo. You know, Mike and I go back to the 1980s. That's going on 3 decades of experience in American politics and public policy. When I heard that Mike had signed on to Carl's campaign, I think a clear message was sent, and that is that this candidacy is for real, that this candidacy is serious, and this candidacy is about victory. He's a warrior for liberty's cause and one of the best of the best. I want to thank the great efforts, obviously, of everyone involved in the whole Buffalo area Tea Party movement, Russ's leadership, as I mentioned. And you know, this Tea Party movement, it's not just, it's a new movement, but we're just over a year old. But no center-right movement, really, in American history has grown this quickly, this prominently, and this influentially. That is a tribute to the people of the United States of America. Is being felt here in New York State. You want to define a living nightmare for Andrew Cuomo, Charles Schumer? It's an organized, focused, dedicated, united Tea Party movement in New York State. If we achieve that, we're going to have better leadership in Albany, we're going to have better leadership in our nation's capital, and that is truly what we're all here to achieve. And you know, let's be clear. I've been, over the last year, all over the country in support of this Tea Party movement, but if you were going to identify Exhibit A as to why modern American liberalism does not work, has not worked and is not working, you would look at what's happening here in New York State. And what's happening here in Illinois. This state's feeling the pain of tax and spend liberalism. The overall tax burden for this state, when you factor in state taxes, sales taxes, gasoline taxes, diesel taxes, property taxes, is close to the highest in this nation. And that's in a recessionary economic climate where anyone who knows Economics 101 knows, as Carl knows, and is advocating, we need tax relief in New York State.
Yes!
So look at what the state has done. Look what these liberal Democrats have done in Albany. And the results are there for all who care to see. Companies have left this state. Working New Yorkers have left this state. And those who remain have struggled with tax policies that are not competitive and are hindering this state's growth and global and national competitiveness. Let me just walk through some statistics. The combined state and local tax for an average New Yorker is $5,768. It's the highest in the nation, 56% above the national average. The average property taxes in this state are $1,809 a year per capita. That too is the highest per capita in this nation and 122% above the national average. The gasoline taxes, as all of you I'm sure well know, remain among the highest in the nation here in New York State. Then that's the tax part of the equation, which is bad enough, right? Then we look at the spend part of the tax and spend philosophy. This state is one of the highest public to private employee ratios in the nation. And I think we've all seen the outrageous examples of lavish state salaries and state benefits bestowed on state employees, all provided on the backs of working New Yorkers. That is what Carl's here to stop.
Yeah!
And I know all of you are here, because we know that Carl Palladino understands all of that. He's a candidate who knows the tax relief is what creates growth. This is a candidate that knows the tax and spend agenda in Albany is what's holding the Empire State back. This is a successful businessman who has created jobs, and he can do that in New York if he's given the chance.
Yes! Yes!
You know, many of you, I'm sure, are involved and are in fact part of this Tea Party movement. By the latest polls, we have about 30 million Americans, okay? And it's slightly over a year that consider they're self-identified members of this movement. According to a recent Rasmussen poll, we have over 50% of Americans that view this movement favorably or very favorably. So all of you know our agenda is working, and it's selling with the American people. They know we have the solutions that are needed to get Washington back on course, to get this country back in the hands of the American people. Let's go through this thing. Let's go through just a few of those issues. You know, because they're really not terribly complicated. However, the mainstream media may attempt to depict them. The things that we stand for been at the core of American greatness since this country's founding. And this Tea Party movement today seeks only to reestablish the given, proven principles of the United States of America that have contributed for well over 200 years now to the greatest nation that has ever lived and ever existed. You start with the fact that this government, this president, this administration, this Congress, this governor have abandoned those principles. They have forgotten the lessons of being the key core components of American greatness. Bringing them back means restoring those principles. We believe this nation is overtaxed, and that taxation is damaging America's growth and global competitiveness. I rushed all up the shirt, taxing up already. I don't think there's any New Yorker who can possibly stand and say with great seriousness that we have not had enough of tax and spend liberalism.